Oh, thank you. Parker River Woods versus Robert Love.
Mark Landa for the plaintiff.
Robert Love.
All right. Guess my first question on this is whether or not he was placed back into his unit
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, yes, I was the same night, Your Honor.
the same night. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. All right. And where are we on this case? He had a motion for relief from judgment.
Judge,
Yes, Your Honor.
The motion indicates that he was approved for SIRA in the amount of $8,350. That SIRA is between him and the agency themselves. The landlord did not take part in SIRA. There is a settlement statement between the two. My client was simply proceeding on the order of eviction that was previously entered. At the current time, the tenant's balance is $11,957.20. The defendant has not made a payment since before my client took ownership of the property back in May. And so even if that $8,350 was paid out, there's still an outstanding arrearage of $3,607.20.
Amy, any news on the SARA payment?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just
sorry.
double checking. It's currently in processing, which means it's on its way to payment, and the amount, and I'm going to double check it right now. It's different from what Mr. Landau is stating. So let me just, what I have in my notes is 7,300. So a little less, probably because we're not settling this with the COD, which means court fees are now Mr. Love's responsibility. So yeah, there was a scramble earlier this week in trying to address him being put out while we were trying to work this through. Not sure what happened there.
I am looking at a settlement statement from Autumn Orta, which says that the SIRA program shall pay tenant $8,350.51 no later than December 14.
Is that total?
Yes, that's total.
Yeah, okay,
That's
so
what all the
that's
other costs.
total. That includes the, he's going to be getting help with things like Xfinity or DT, but the portion that is for rent relief is 7,300. So that's what's relevant to the ledger in front of you, because that's what's going to be owed to the landlord. Usually those things are not added in. Oh, and there's a landlord portion of 234. So 234 for the landlord utilities plus the 7,300 for the rental arrears stated on the ledger. And that help is through end of September.
All right. So, Mr. Love,
Yes, Your Honor.
how would you pay the difference?
Well, Your Honor, I'm gonna start off by saying the paying the difference for that. I was looking forward to getting that removed, Your Honor, because Your Honor, they took everything. Everything was lost from me, Your Honor. Everything was done wrong, Your Honor. Like, I lost memorable pieces that was like,
Okay. All right.
I got pans out from family members, and it was just like, I never been through anything like this ever in my life before, Your Honor. I don't even know how this even happened. I was on top of everything that I was supposed to do with filing the motion and everything, Your Honor. And I don't even know how any of this happened.
All right, Mr. Love, let me explain how it happened and why, even though I was on the road, we got an order prepared to get you back into the unit. On that day.
And I thank you for that, Your Honor.
All right. On that day, when you filed the motion and I'll just let you know, I'm going in further investigation of it. We've had a process that when the motion comes in, upon our review, we then issue a stay of the writ rather than giving full notice of the hearing to trade off that so that the landlord's not waiting as we get the quick hearing we have. So we did that in this case. My clerks here notified the process server orally as well as in writing of the stay. Process server, the head of the process server said they did not get that. Certainly the court officer on scene did not have it, apparently. And that's why it took place. But I assure you that the court did everything proper. It happened on the other side of that. And so we've been running this same process for a number of years without a hitch. I'm not sure why it happened here entirely and haven't gotten to the bottom of my investigation of it, but I can guarantee to you that I will. So that's where it is. I think I know where it occurred. I'm not sure why yet.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just devastated. I don't even know where to look to turn right now. I lost everything else from you, Your Honor. Even the money that you told me to put off on hold for a second, I had that tucked away inside of the house. That was stolen from me. Like, I had money that was sent for Christmas to buy for presents and stuff from family members. Like, they took that as clothes I had from a dead family member that was kept, that they took from me too. Also, everything, they put everything out. When I got there, it was just scavengers just taking stuff, and then for the guy that came back that gave me a key that same night, it just seemed like they'd have no remorse or cared about anything they did whatsoever. Like, it was just like, oh, here your key back, sir. Blase, and they just left it at that. It was nothing at all, Your Honor. And I filed all the motions on time. I did everything I was supposed to do, Your Honor. It's just, I don't even know. Like, I don't have anything anymore to my name. Anything, not clothes, shoes. I've been having the same work outfit for the past 3 days since this didn't happen now, Your Honor. Like, I've been wearing the same outfit over and over. The only thing they left out there really was scraps of socks, drawers, old t-shirts, stuff like that. Like, they took couches, TVs, like game systems, like they took even toys. Like,
I know.
I don't need, like, and then this is like some of the neighbors, like, they know me. I done seen them, talk to them, help a couple of them out with their car problems. And it's like, why would they do that to me? Why? You guys know me. Like, you would have seen me around in the complex. I done seen you guys were neighbors. It's like, why to get a phone call or anything like, hey, something's going on over here, or like, you need to come home, or like anything. Like, I didn't get, like, so I'm just really frustrated right now because it's the things that I lost, Your Honor, that was from my uncle and from family members that passed away, Your Honor, that really, like, just like, I don't know. And it's just hard. It's just, my Christmas is ruined. New Year's is ruined. Like, I can't even go in my home and feel comfortable because I don't have nothing there. I don't have a couch. I don't have a TV to watch. I don't have nothing there. Like, there's nothing there. Like, they even took pillows and covers.
Right, sir. I'm not sure what to say. I mean, I understand certainly the effects of somebody being evicted and what can happen. And
Your Honor, it was wrongfully and lawfully wrong for them to do what they did, sir.
Well, I have to figure out before I'm going to say that, sir, where it happened. And as I've indicated to you, the first area that I looked since the time, because this was just earlier this week, I think it was to look at what we had done here at the court. And like I said, we followed the same exact process we've done for years on end. So it wasn't anything here, and that I got from each person involved in our process the written portion of that to make sure we had not done something wrong. And I am well assured in that regard, we did not. Now, the question is then those things on the outside, what happened? I don't know that when all is said and done that I'm going to be able to tell you anything than what did happen, and that won't bring all these things back.
I know, Your Honor. I had talked to the legal people the same day, and they basically was just telling me, like, giving me the legal advice, what I can do and and how I can get helped out and things like that. They was telling me about some Michigan law 602.2918 or something like that, section 1 and 2. And I don't even know how that works or how I'm supposed to go about it or any of that, Your Honor.
Well, I can't give you any legal advice. The only thing I can say, sir, is I just have to look and try to figure out, like I said, what happened on the outside of it. Because if there's somebody that made a mistake or disobeyed what had been received from the court, then they will certainly catch my wrath. But that still doesn't get everything back to you. The best I could do that night was to get an order out trying to restore you back to the premises, so I did that, and the rest of it I have to figure it out, and you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do. I don't think in the end I'm going to be able to get an answer to you that's going to bring all of those things back to you. I know it won't.
It's pieces that from family members that passed away. I know I can never get back. I don't care if it was $1 million received back to me. Well, none of that stuff bring back the stuff that I left from me from my uncle. Well, none of that. I don't care how much money it is. I don't care what it is, sir. My uncle just passed 2 years ago. Well, none of that brings back. Not a dollar bring back any of that memory or any of that kind of stuff. And I know it's someone right now is probably wearing it or trying to sell it or do something with it. I just know it's something is not right. It's getting done to it right now. And I have a list, Your Honor, of things. I don't even know everything, but I just made a list of some of the things I had that was passed down and some things that I had bought on my own and everything, because they told me to try to make a list of all the things that I had or all the things that was stolen or missed or anything that was out of place. So I made a list and I have the list. I can email it to someone or whoever or whatever I can do. I don't know. I've been trying to do everything I can, Your Honor. They even took Christmas decorations. Like, who does that?
I don't know. All right. So
Judge, I feel like I should make a statement here, and I'd like to.
Let's just hope it's appropriate, Mr. Landau. You can go ahead.
I will keep it appropriate, Your Honor. I've been doing landlord-tenant evictions for over 30 years, and I can tell you that in the entire 30-year plus period that I've been doing this type of work, there hasn't ever been a single occasion where I've said, this tenant deserves to have all of his stuff put out on the street. This tenant deserves that. And this is the difficult part of my job. And I know in the landlord-tenant docket, it's the difficult part of your job. Nobody likes to hear the story that Mr. Love has just painted to the court, and myself included, and frankly, my client included. But the fact of the matter is that there was a judgment of possession entered. by default because Mr. Love didn't show up for the November 8th
Mr.
hearing.
Landau, I don't know what this does. The record is very clear. There was a judgment. There was a writ that was signed by this court. That writ went out to the process server. He filed his motion. There was a stay then put on it by me, an oral stay. That written communication was then sent out to the process server. That's where it broke down. It didn't break down in this court. It didn't break down. So I don't know why you're talking. It doesn't really matter. I'm adjourning this out to the 23rd, 12 o'clock noon. Mr. Love, we'll see you then.
All right,
Judge, may I
thank
ask
you,
what the court is going to be doing on the 23rd?
I'm going to be hearing the case. I'm adjourning it out. I note your objection. It's adjourned. Court's going to stand in recess.
Mhm.